Hello, everyone. This is Raina Carrillo with Purpose and Passion, and I am here with the beautiful and lovely Candice Bar. And today's topic is going to be very exciting because we're both women.
Yes,
and
we
we
are.
talk about, being independent and what does an independent woman really mean. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to share a little bit about how our family used to kind of like raise us young ladies when we
Okay.
would hear the gossip, right, in
Okay.
the family. And so they would tell us like, okay, well, it's okay for a man to take care of you because that's his duties. He's the provider, but you always make sure you have a little bit money to yourself.
I would say a lot of money to yourself.
Yeah, but so let's talk about that. Like, with women that have um businesses.
So, to go along with what you're just saying, I remember my great grandmother, because she helped raise me, and growing up, she used to keep lots of cash in the pockets of her fur coats
Mm-hmm.
in case you had to run out. Because she was, born around the Depression area, so in
Yes.
case you had to somehow escape something, run out, you had money in the fur coat, you put that on and you run.
Just go.
And like they had money hidden throughout the house, like underneath the ground. Like if you take, like literally took like 10 paces with your back against the house in the backyard, 10 paces back and dig down, you'll probably find money. Like
money.
there's money everywhere. And I kind of was just always raised with that mentality. So I come from a family of extremely strong women.
Yes.
So like my great grandmother, my great grandfather used to own a trucking company in New York, and my grandmother ran pretty much the whole thing.
Wow.
So that's my family. The women are extremely strong-willed.
Yes.
And so you're not going to really be telling them what they can and cannot do.
Yes.
Especially financially. Like if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And that's how I was raised.
Yes.
And I'm glad I was raised like that, because that's how I am. It's like I have myself and I have, my company, and
Yes,
I'm
of course.
responsible for several people and several different things. But financially, like you're not going to tell me anything,
Yes.
especially if it's my own funds that I have created for myself.
Yes.
Definitely not going to be happening.
So what would you like to share with the viewers that are the stay-at-home moms? What would be some kind of advice?
My advice, and I've never been a stay-at-home mom, so I
Yes.
cannot give you too much advice, but what I can say as a female and a business person, you always need to have your own stash on the side. Of course, you probably have a joint accounts, or you have individual accounts, and then a joint account for household expenses. I don't know however you run your house.
Yes.
But you should be like if you're a stay-at-home mom, like every hour in the day, like you can still be making your own money. Like maybe do like a MLM on the side, or do something you can do at home. Most things nowadays you can do at home. So you should be either making your own money at the times that you can do that, or if your husband's a sole provider, which I'm not sure how that works in 2022.
Right.
But if that is the case, then you should be taking some of that, and that goes directly to you. I remember watching a special on Stevie Nicks once, and Stevie Nicks shared that her mother and her father, like her mother was a stay-at-home mom, like they did in the 50s and 60s. And the second that check came home from the father every week, she would take that, go to the bank, split that right in half. Half of that went to her and half of that went to him. And that's how she did it always. And that's how it really, in my mind, in my opinion, that's how it should be. You should never be left high and dry. You should never have to be asking for permission. You're not 12 years old. You're a grown woman.
Yes.
Like if you want to go out, if you want to go buy whatever, I don't think you should, in my opinion, you should not have to be asking permission. If this is a partnership,
yes,
and all, we're a team and all that good stuff. If you're in a partnership, to me, again, in my opinion,
yes,
I think it is embarrassing to have to ask for an allowance.
Yes, because your job is a wife and a mother, and that's a really hard job. Heck, yeah. It's not even 8 hours. It's like
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
So you should be getting paid the most.
Yes, exactly. And we were even talking about with stay-at-home moms, I always promote life insurance for them, because I always tell people, like, even though the husband's the breadwinner, but if that mother is no longer there, I don't feel that the husband can do what the mama has done all this time. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
mm,
So now you have to pay, you can never replace your wife, but you're going to have to figure out how to way to replace the duties that she was doing with the
mm, mm,
children, you know, and the things that she was doing at home,
mm-hmm,
cooking,
mm-hmm.
cleaning, the dishes,
Dealing with
the
everyone's emotions.
PTA,
Yeah,
like
you name
everything.
it. It is
Yes.
24/7, and it like I watch you. You have 5 kids for God's sakes.
Yes.
It's exhausting. Like,
It is.
and you run your business, and you're running for mayor. So when women have
Yes.
excuses, I'm just like, I think about you. I'm like, you don't know what the hell. Either you're very poor at time management. You don't
Yes.
really know what you're doing here. You're kind of all over the place, like we've experienced with some people that we know,
Yes.
or like little slap. You just, if you want to get something done, if you want to make it important, you'll make it
Yes.
important. You'll get it done. Otherwise, you won't get it done. It's either important or it's not.
Yeah.
So if you, going back to money and funds,
Mhm.
if you want to make your own money, if you want to do that, like, you make it happen.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, women are really, again, nothing against men. I know we talk about women a lot on pretty much all of our shows, but women are really, really strong. We're very multidimensional. We can do a lot of different things really
Yes.
well. And if you schedule things out, and again, if it's important to you, you will make it happen. But I do not
Yes.
believe, and the topic's finances, I do not believe, I'm very against, even when I hear it, it breaks my heart
Mm-hmm.
when women have to like budget or have to ask permission or do this and that. I was never really in that scenario.
Yes.
So I don't know what that feels like, but I can just hearing about it and thinking about it, like, hurts my soul.
Yeah, because it's like your husband should be okay with anything, especially if you're his wife and you're bearing his children.
Yeah, like, I'm not,
Like,
you're not my daddy.
yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
you're my father, you're my children's father.
Yes, and
And
I'm
like,
your spouse.
I am your equal, if not, I should
Yes,
I should be
equal.
treated
Yes, I
better than
love
you.
that. Yes, 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 yes.
I don't want
I
to be treated
agree.
equal. I want to be treated better than you.
Yes, I agree.
So that's just how, if it's going to make happy wife, happy life, I think that's a real thing.
Yes, it is.
If it's going to make me happy, or if I want it, just give it to me.
Yes, definitely. And I also think about, how people, the women, they say they're entrepreneurs, right? They're
Mm.
entrepreneur. I'm a woman, I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own business. But then it seems like the husband is in control of that income. So they put a good show.
Let me talk
They put a
about
good
this
show.
topic, because I can't see this anymore. I've seen it too many times.
Please do
throughout
share.
my entrepreneurial
Please do
journey.
share.
I know a couple women, and like, it is their businesses. They've had their businesses for a long time. They are entrepreneurs. They do really, really well. And then the husband's still telling them what to do financially. I don't understand this. Like, I do not understand this.
Yes.
I do not understand this dynamic. In my mind, if you want to give yourself that entrepreneur title, which that's a big title, don't just be
Yes,
throwing
it
that
is.
around.
Yes, it is.
You got to earn those stripes for that. Like, you are the one who made the money, so you can be the one to spend the money. You don't need to be told, like, you don't need, if you want a budget, that's what a financial advisor is for. That's what
Yes.
like, people that work with money, that's what they're for.
Mhm.
But I don't think your husband should be the person telling you what you can and cannot do
No,
financially.
especially if it's your money.
Oh, that's a big trigger for me. Like, that's
Yeah.
this topic is like a real hot button for me.
Because I remember hearing, one of my friends tell me, like, I have to talk to my husband in order to use this money.
Ugh.
And the first question is, do you guys share an account? And then she says, no, this account is mine's. And I said, this is your money. You've worked hard for it, so you can spend whatever
that makes
you
me
want.
so crazy. And I realize that people are like, oh, females are not financially literate. That may or may not be true, but you have to be able to trust yourself. That's just like saying, I can't be an entrepreneur because my husband didn't teach me how to be an entrepreneur. No one taught me how to be an entrepreneur. You can't be taught how to be an entrepreneur. You just kind of go through it and figure out along the
Yes.
way. Same thing with finances. You just kind of figure out and do it along the way. You have
Yeah.
to trust yourself a little bit. You don't need to be told, or I do not like the hovering of
Yeah.
finances. To me, like, when someone does that, I find that to be very controlling. It's probably the
Yes.
worst control in my mind. Like,
Mhm.
that's a real, like I said, hot button for me.
Yes.
And telling me what I can and cannot do financially, or what I can and cannot have, or how high I can go, if that works for them, that doesn't work for me. Like,
Yes.
I would divorce someone on that, just on that.
I believe you.
I would. I'm like, that's,
believe-
I know there's other abuses, but I think financial
Yes.
control is a really big abuse.
Yeah. No, it is. And then, so I know, you have you have multiple businesses within the Luxe, enterprise. I call it enterprise because it's like, bam,
It is an enterprise. Yes.
And so give me an example of a woman, an example as like a potential client that wants to do business with you, but they have the excuse of the financial
Then that's
situation.
not my client. That's really not my client. And I actually have dealt with that very recently. I've dealt with it throughout the years. It's not a new thing, but I've dealt with it recently. And I just said to her, I'm like, I hate saying this to you, but you're not my client because my contract is with you, not with your husband.
Yes.
And he's not in the business. So, and I don't do that. I don't work like that. That's not the system that I work in. I have a system for the company. I have a system for how we work. And that's just not my ideal client.
Yes.
I do have a male PR client. He's fabulous. It's very rare. I have male PR clients. It's typical that I have PR clients that are husband and wife, that they're in the business together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's very typical. And I love doing that, especially when they're lovely and like spiritual and they get how I work and how we work. Or it's a female entrepreneur that's legit independent.
Yes.
She's been in business for a long time. She's made her own money. She knows how to spend her own money. She doesn't need to ask permission.
Yes.
Otherwise, outside of that, it's really not my client.
Yes. No, I agree. And then like I remember like for myself, like when you have like when like I always told ladies, sometimes there's an event that you want to go to, but you feel like you don't have the funds for it. So you have to prioritize things. You know what I mean? Like if you're into sales, you got to sell the hell out of whatever you have to sell to make it happen. Do not, I remember your first, not the first, second, I think it was I believe it's the second women's award that you had. And I was telling my friends, like, you do not want to miss this event because it's intimate. You will not have this opportunity compared to other big events, meaning like big as in like 10,000, 20,000 people. And it's not quality.
And you'll never meet the person.
It's not quality.
Exactly.
It's just quantity.
Exactly.
So it was funny because it was like me selling the dreams, but it was selling the reality.
Well,
the reality.
Point, like you get it.
Yeah, no, I do.
You get it.
Yes.
So you are able to sell it because you understand it, you get it. And that's a great other topic too. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to give yourself the title entrepreneur, but you're, you don't have the funds to do X, Y, and Z. The fun thing about being an entrepreneur is you can create your own money at any time.
Yes.
So you can bring on more clients. You can figure out how to get the funds to do the thing that you want to do.
Yes.
There should never be that I can't. There should always be, how can I figure this out?
Yes. I like that.
That's just how it goes. You can't give yourself that title.
And I also feel too, like with women in real estate, they get very comfortable and they're not growing. And then you give them the advice to go out there and find a mentor that is making multi-millions. You know what I mean? And mentor under her or him and try to take your next step in a better position than you are currently. And then sometimes individuals don't take the advice, and sometimes I think it's because of fear.
Oh, fear is 1,000,000%. You're exactly right. Fear is a huge factor with a lot of people, male and female, but it holds a lot of people back. And it's like, you can blame X, Y, and Z, but the real thing is, are you going to jump or not?
Yes.
Like you're not going to be financially free being afraid of money.
Oh, yes. Oh, talk more about that, because that's even on a spiritual level, right?
Totally. It's energetic.
I remember like people would say like the words of money is evil. Money is not evil.
I mean, I think
you said money is an energy.
Money is an energy.
Oh my God.
And it's a high vibe energy
yes.
too. So like, when you start making a lot of money, that's because you didn't necessarily take on more clients. You didn't necessarily do much things different. You decided you were available to receive an abundance of money. That's when you decided to do it. That's when you'll get it. If you don't ever want to do that, trust me, you won't. It will go to someone who wants it.
Yes, I agree. Oh my gosh. So let's see. Independent women.
IND.
Yeah. I wish we had this song in the background. Start dancing. Got my own car. Got my own job. So when you think about making the right moves financially as an entrepreneur, is it good to lease a car or buy a car?
The right moves financially for me is whatever you feel is right for yourself.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
I know that growing up, or like, and then other mentors and all that had told me to, always lease the cars. They always lease cars. If you want to buy the car, buy the fucking car.
Yes.
If you can buy the car, buy the fucking car. Do what works for you. You don't need to be told every step of the way.
Yeah.
Make your own decisions. That's the biggest part of being an entrepreneur. Making decisions, learning from experiences, shifting things, moving things. Not everything you touch is going to be, Midas touch here.
Yes.
But at least you made a decision.
Yeah.
You put some action toward it. Let's do that.
Yeah, taking action is important.
Jesus.
And talking about action, I was thinking about going back to the fear of failure. I had that a lot. And I let that go in 2020.
What made you let that go?
If I'm correct, I believe it was the COVID situation. Because people were living in fear.
Huge.
I mean,
that's the most massive amount of fear globally that I've ever seen.
Yes, like living in fear. And I just remember that day of everything getting shut down. I remember it was like we had a PTA thing and we were doing A, B, and C and PTA for the kids stuff at the school. And then the next day it was like shut down, like everything shut down, no schools, no work, no nothing, just immediately. And I had all this time to think, like, okay, let's pop out this trucking company, right? Go for it. Because sometimes when you watch, I started to watch a lot of entrepreneur videos because you're stuck at home. Yeah. Like you can only watch so much binging of Netflix. Right. Like 2 and 3 in the morning, you're holding your eyes. Yeah, you're holding your eyes. It's like, okay, how many episode is this? 25. Oh my gosh. What time is it? 3 in the morning. Oh my God.
Even that, I find that like very addicting, and I find that very
not healthy, right? Not healthy at all. Yeah, because it kind of moves you away. So I said, I'm gonna start looking at things. And one thing I remember an entrepreneur saying was, start the business. Just go for it.
Do it.
And if you fail, it's in your eyes it's failing, but it's not failing. It's a lesson to learn from the mistake and do it again.
I always say I don't even believe in the word failure. I don't know who made up that word. I think it's a made up word to distract people and to make people feel bad about themselves. Yes. It's a learning lesson.
Yes.
And you shift, you reposition, you can continue with what you're doing in a different way, or you shut down and try something else.
Yeah.
I rather try something or do something, have to reposition, do something different with it, remold it, than not doing it at all. Yes. Regret is a real son of a bitch. And when people die, people have a lot of regrets. And yes. I don't believe that when I die, I will be one of those people.
Yeah.
So you just have to determine what's important for you.
Yeah.
And again, you can't stop being told what's important for you. Stop being told what you need to do. Just do it.
Do what you want to do. Yes. So yeah, that fear of failure was real, because I said to myself, I've been wanting to, be Mayor Vingo. And then I said to myself, okay, what's the next step? I've manifested so many years. What do I do? Take action. Then you take action and you're in it, like you're living it. And it is not that bad.
You're in it. And then like,
not that
as
bad.
You have probably experience, it's like, it's like going forward.
Yes.
Things are going to definitely happen.
Yes.
You're definitely going to get tested.
Yes.
It's not a free ride, babe.
It's not.
You're definitely going to get tested here, but you have to have the wherewithal. You're really then shown what you're really made of.
Yes.
And
into the public eye as well. Because remember I had that conversation with you when I was like, I had my little roadblock, and then that person was like, if you give up, you give up on all of us.
1,000,000%.
And I'm laughing because I'm like, this is my life, my event, my journey. And they're like, no, it's all of our journey.
That is true to an extent, but people are watching and like, we never really will, and we never will. We never really know the effect we have on other people. So it's like, I'll give you an example. Sometimes I don't feel like working out and I'll be on Instagram and I'll see whoever no one specific, like whoever work out. And I'll be like, I got to get my ass to the gym. Like, we don't know who we're affecting in a positive way. So just us going toward our dream, no matter how difficult it is, and it's going to be difficult sometimes. And then sometimes it's going to be really amazing.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing and open to experience all of those things.
Yes. I remember one of the videos said that this is fear. if you move it out the way, it's a big opportunity. So you just keep that there. You'll never know what the opportunities are for you.
And honestly, fear is only created in your mind. Fear is not even real.
Yes.
It's not real.
What they say, false evidence appearing real.
And it's such complete bullshit. Like, it's just not real. Like, you have to, that's where faith comes in. Everyone's like, oh, I'm whatever, I'm religious, I have faith, da, da, da. No, you don't, because if you're living in fear, you don't have faith. Does not live where fear is.
Correct.
So, and that
is correct.
So I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you're doing.
Yes.
These are facts.
Yes.
And these are universal truths.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Faith, man, if you don't have faith,
it's like, well, I'm not seeing the next step. Hard. Well, I mean, I have this for this. I'm not, da, 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 da. You're living it. You're marinating in fear. You're deciding to do that. And that's your responsibility on that.
Yes. Wow. Well, I tell you, Candice, I really love the fact that we had this conversation today because we're able to help other women out there understand their journey. I remember being a house mom back in the days was looked like a bad thing. I remember that like when I was a teenager, and now that I'm a mom, working from home, juggling things, I'm all like, how could somebody look down on being a mom, a full-time mom?
Man, I'm not a mom, it's a lot of and all my other friends doing what they're doing and doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. I'm exhausted thinking about it.
Yes.
Just thinking about it.
Sometimes I'd be like, I wish I met Candice when I was in my 20s because we would be traveling everywhere. I didn't have no traveling friends. All my friends wanted to go to hood parties.
Listen, so like, people like, you have your family, you have your business, and you're running for mayor. And then like I have my company, and like everyone's like, no one's life is easier than another.
Yes,
I mean, these are just all decisions people have made. But everyone goes through their own stuff.
Well, I tell you one thing. It was one time, well, there's a lot of times, but this time it was so funny where you were at Neiman Marcus and you were like, Raina, better get down over here. And I'm like, oh my God, I got all this happening. Lord, how am I going to get there? And then I don't know how I made it happen, but I made it happen. And I sat right next to you and we had the best time ever, and just mingling and just having fun and enjoying our time. And quality time is so important for women in general.
Good point. Really good point.
It's important.
Really good point. Because like, we're going to, you can really get in the mix of your life. You can really get on the hamster wheel, whatever's going on, whatever your life looks like. And it is important to have like girlfriend time, like tap out every now and again. Like remember, like you're a human being.
Breathe.
Take moments for yourself. I mean, these are really important. I mean, we're really strong. We do a lot of different stuff here, but we're not robots. We're still humans.
Yes, of course.
So, there is no such word as balance in my mind. I don't believe in the word balance. I don't believe in the word failure. But you have to create moments for yourself.
Yes. And I love the moments with you. We always have a good time.
Like we're going to have right now.
Yeah, right after this show. Yes, right after this show. So since we're talking about that.
Raina, where are we?
We're in downtown LA and City Club, LA City Club. 53rd?
53rd floor,
51st floor. Okay.
Downtown Los Angeles City Club. This is going to be like our new kind of like halfway home kind of deal, which we're really excited about. Luxe Media Studios, all the shows.
Yes.
And we decided to do this because they're not only in downtown Los Angeles, which is a fabulous members only club, which you guys really need to check out 1,000,000%. But there's a club in San Diego called University Club. That's a part of Club Corp.
Wow.
There's a club in pretty much every state as far as I know. And then we're also outside the country as well. So if you're an entrepreneur and you travel and you need somewhere to have business meetings or have dinner, have a drink, they're all very impressive.
Yes.
So they have events here all the time. It's an entrepreneur community, which is why we've decided to do this, and which I think is going to be a home run.
Yes. I remember the first time you invited me here. This was a long time ago. And this is the room where we were at.
Oh, funny.
Yes.
I do not remember this.
Yep. And I just remember seeing the view. Like, wow. So I tell you this. I swear Candice needs to bring it back, even though she's like, no, because she's already. Yes, the art of networking, because we have to, not that we, but I'm the support, like I'm the cheerleader. So that's why I say we, because I'm like, no, we need to sell these tickets. Candice she hasn't done it in years, but it's definitely like, it's not even a workshop to me. It's like a seminar. It's a seminar to me, because a seminar is more like, I don't know, it's like more bigger than a workshop. And the art of networking, I remember when she was talking about the business cards and the power of the follow-up. Some of us people that want to be entrepreneurs or start a business or have a nonprofit or whatever it is, we don't follow up.
The money's in the follow-up.
Yes. And I remember you saying that, but also I remember the business card where she's all like, you make that phone call, they don't pick up, you leave a message, you bend it. You call them again, follow up with them, they don't pick up, they don't answer, bend it again. And then last but not least, you bend it again. And then you leave them that last message, but a little bit more stern because your time is valuable. You can't get that back, right? And after that, you tear up the card.
Throw it out.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And then you had that Gangster Gold card. That was like a big metal gold card.
I had like a solid metal gold card.
Yes.
That was my business card.
I still have it.
And now I haven't had business cards in years, but nowadays if I was to get a business card, it'd be the one that you can scan. It's a metal one that you can scan.
Yes, the scanning one.
I would do that one.
But I love that. But you have to bring it back. You have to.
Basics have not changed.
We have to bring it back. Like, I don't know, it could be, we have to create a name. Like, of course, it's the art of networking, but it has to be the anniversary or
special limited
edition, something, because you have to share that again. Like, it's important. Like, even we can have the event here.
We probably would. It was fun to do. I haven't really thought about it. I do remember all the steps.
Yes.
I taught it for such a long time.
Yes.
But we've done so much since then. I mean, we have the Women of Achievement third one coming up in September.
Okay.
At Rafi Lounge.
So talk about that.
At Rafi Lounge, which is in Malibu. We may have it here though. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh, that'd be
But
really
it's
nice
definitely gonna be September 12th. It's either gonna be
Save
downtown
the date.
or at Rafi Lounge. We have a lot of great speakers. I'm trying to get this one speaker in particular, which I think I can get her, which she's fabulous. And it's just supporting female entrepreneurs. It's hearing from different female entrepreneurs at different levels of life, successful, just starting, completely different industries. This is our third annual one in a row. The first one was in San Diego. The second one was at the studio opening.
I love the first one.
The first one was great.
Yes.
And then the third one, you're going to have to wait and see. But we're making tickets. Usually the tickets are, I'd say they're priced at the level that they should be priced. This year, I'm going to bring down the price just a little bit, just so more people will be able to attend and experience it.
Yes.
We have a lot of vendors coming. It's an event. We actually have this year, I never had a event planner helping to decorate it. So we're going to have Maria help decorate it,
Shout out
which she does
to
an
Maria.
amazing job. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Definitely a lot of black and gold going on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so it's going to be a good event. I think, in my opinion, I feel like this is going to be the best one we've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Candice
Of
Bar,
course.
for gracing
Of
Purpose and
course,
Passion.
Of course.
Well, this is Raina Carrillo signing out. See you next week. Take care. Bye.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient NASET. NASET increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.